Good day, everyone. My name is Taryn-Lee Kearney. I'm a facilitator, consultant, trainer, as well as global speaker. And I am so honored to be here with you today to share with you on the journey of how you can get global and get more speaking gigs internationally. So get your notepad, get your pen, and let's get ready to dig right into it. The first aspect I want to really speak to is enhancing your digital presence. Yes, I know this can be a pain, and I know that sometimes it's quite challenging to be consistent and have a look at the whole time and how to keep up to date with it. However, these are a few of my pointers that I'd like to share with you. So, what I would recommend is, first of all, getting a professional website. Why I say this is because it lends credibility, and there are many platforms, especially AI platforms, that can build you a professional website for free. You heard me right, for free. And one of these platforms is canva.com, where you can actually create and design your whole website on this platform and publish it with just simply with a one button. So nothing is stopping you. Get going and start creating an incredible professional website. And in this website, I highly recommend you list your speaking engagements that you've done, or perhaps what you like to speak on, pictures, images, and videos, if you possibly can, of you speaking. Now, you might be thinking, but wait a minute, I'm an aspiring speaker and I haven't started yet. So this is where I challenge you to go out to Toastmasters, to go out into the workplace, to volunteer anywhere possible to get speaking in front of people. Maybe you could organize a 1 hour power session on a Saturday, on a weekend, get friends and family together, make sure there's a photographer, people to take pictures, and most importantly, a video of you, and load that onto your website. There's a friend of mine, Quibus Fisser, that says, do whatever it takes. And this is exactly what you're going to need to do as an inspiring speaker. So the first step I would recommend is do whatever it takes to get that website going. The next is to utilize SEO strategies. Now, I know this can be daunting. I'm fortunately blessed enough to remember to get someone out to do that for me. But don't worry, I've got you. At the bottom here, I have given you some AI tools that can really assist you in getting your website to be seen on Google and ranked as quite as high as possible. And the first tool here is SEMrush. Then there is also writesonic.com that can help you write SEO driven content. There's Graymy, and then there's Fraser.io. So go check out those websites for SEO and see how you can utilize these tools that are for free, some are paid, and see how you can utilize these tools to take your website to the next level. Another thing I would recommend you do is make sure that you are listed on Google My Business and that you have a Google business page within Google. You load photos up on there regularly, as well as your information, and have everything on board there, and start getting people to review you on your Google My page. The more reviews you get, the better as well for your SEO ranking. But this brings me to how to also increase your digital presence is YouTube Shorts. Now, what I mean by YouTube Shorts is that I've had a few speaking colleagues of mine recently research that the more videos you put onto YouTube, especially YouTube Shorts, and using the remix button, you get more views. And when you get more views, more people are more likely to see you globally, right? Which can possibly land you onto a platform you want to be on. The next is blogging. This is so crucial. I'm struggling with this myself, getting content out there. So, what I do recommend is that you take one Saturday or one full day and you just try and write at least 5 to 10 pieces. Challenge yourself, but make sure that these pieces of writing that you're going to put out in blogs can be repurposed, and also that it can link up to what you speak on. Because remember, whatever you put out there comes back as to this is what you are known as. So, what I would recommend there is repurposing your blog posts. What do I mean by that? There are so many free AI tools there that can actually take text and transform it and convert it into videos, as well as YouTube shorts, TikTok shorts, you name it, it can do it. There's even a platform, and I can't remember the name right now, that can take the text and actually make different graphic designs for Instagram, for Pinterest, and all these different places. But consistency is key here, ladies and gentlemen, when you are wanting to enhance your digital presence. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, there is a little formula that I learned from a marketing expert, and that formula is EEAT. And what does that mean? Is whenever you are giving out content, may it be from a video, may it be a blog, or may it even be on your website, make sure you follow this formula. Make sure you share your experience. That's where storytelling comes in, your expertise, and what is your authority on the subject, and as well as how will you gain trust with the people amongst you. So that is just a great formula that you can use when you're writing content or when you are shooting your content. So that's number one, enhance your digital presence. The next is utilize social media platforms. Now, if you're not on social media already, I encourage you to get on there as soon as possible. However, I do recommend you think what type of name or what do you want to be associated with? Now, why I say this is because if I say, for example, Taryn-Lee Kearney, human connection expert, that is going to pick up on the search engines. When people are looking for a human connection expert, my name should pop up. So always have your business page or whatever social media handles you have, make sure it has your name as well as what are you niching in as a speaker. I would recommend that if you would like to get into corporate more often than anything, that you are on LinkedIn every single day. Yes, I know this can be a challenge, but if you show up for 15 minutes every day and you put content out for at least once, I would say try and push yourself 3 times a week. You will start to notice how you're gaining an audience and organic traction. Now, what do I mean by organic? It means that you don't have to pay for it. People naturally find you through the search options, or it just pops up in the algorithm. Now, what I would also recommend is when you are on platforms, I encourage you to share other people's posts as well as comment, but ensure that your comments um, indicate that you're the expert, that you have the experience, and that you gain trust. And not just that, it's always great to support a fellow colleague in the industry. Another thing I'd recommend you to do is interactive posts. What I mean by that, LinkedIn has now an ability where you can go live on LinkedIn as well as Instagram and Facebook. What's super cool and fetching right now is that you can go onto Zoom now and link it with your social media and go live from Zoom and connect it to the social media platforms. So I can be doing this session like I am right now and also make sure that it's being streamed live to other people. There is also another platform that can do it. As far as I know, it's called StreamYard. So go check that out. I would encourage you to set up webinars as well as free seminars or free online workshops. However, I would caution you to have a CRM in place, which is basically a platform that can gather all the people that attend and go into your sales funnel. Now, that's a discussion for another day. But what I recommend is when you're doing these webinars or these events online, you need to find a way to keep the people's information so that you can send newsletters out to them or give them an email or pop them a text, whatever it may be, to let them know of what are your offerings or what other freebies can you assist them with or educate them. You could even get them to follow you on your social media platforms, which can create a warm lead, which will lead to a hot lead, which is what you want, which is to be paid on global stages. So what I have done here at the bottom is I have also indicated a lot of AI platforms that you can utilize here that can assist you to level up your social media. everything from Feed Hive all the way to Hootsuite. So I do recommend that you go play around, go have a look at what you find is user friendly. Because remember, if you're going to go into one of these platforms and you're struggling and you're not enjoying it, you're not going to use it. So consistency is key. Find something that works for you. What we do in our masterminds or in speaker pods here in South Africa is we create something called a WhatsApp pod. And on this WhatsApp pod is whenever we are posting something online, we share the link onto this WhatsApp group and we make sure that we support one another as speakers and go intentionally read the content and comment, as well as like. And if we're really feeling to give some extra love, we share it. So that's a great way to also boost your social media presence as well as move up on Google. So the more you are placed on other people's websites, the more you have your website, and the more you have reviews and testimonials and recommendations on LinkedIn as well, and the more visible you are on your social media, it all adds up to this one big search engine, which is where you want to be. You want people to be able to find you easily enough. When they type up your name or they type up whatever you speak on, you want to be on page number one. All right. So the first one is digital presence. The second one is utilize social media platforms. The next one is my favorite, leverage international podcasts as well as webinars. Now, what does this mean is necessarily you might not get paid to speak on a podcast or a webinar. However, this is exposure. And this is exposure in a sense of these are not people in your immediate circle. You're expanding your network in a sense of you utilizing other people's networks, which is brilliant, which is what you want to do because you want to reach your target audience. So I would recommend that you go and try and appear as a guest on many podcasts and as webinars as possible. Now, how do you do this? Well, you got to apply. You got to put yourself out there. You got to ask for the opportunities. If there's a podcast that you love, that in your local area that you love and you're following them, why don't you type up an email to them and say, listen, I love your podcast. I'd love to be a guest speaker. This is what I speak on. Would you be keen? The worst that can happen is a possible no, and you move on from that and you just keep asking. Then I would recommend that you also host your own podcast. Now, it is as simple as getting onto Zoom like I am right now and starting to speak on what you love and putting it out onto the platforms there. And that's the best way is because when people can see you on video, they can see that you're an expert in speaking and that you really are an expert in what you're speaking on, right? You have something they need, that information. You are adding value to people's lives. So the more you are visible, the better for you as a speaker. So what I have done here as well is I have listed different AI tools that you can use in order to get a podcast up and running in different ways, different channels that can assist you. Please don't worry about this. If you can't keep up with writing the notes and taking things down, what you can possibly do is at the end of the session, I'm going to give you a password and you can download my presentation as well as additional resources that I've put on there for you. So the next is publications and media. People won't know that you're an authority, for example, myself in human connection, if you don't put it out there. Now, what do I mean? It's writing articles, writing a book, going into journals, getting onto online blogs, featuring as a guest there on online blogs, collaborating for articles, collaborating in book writing. There are so many ways that you can do this to get onto media as well as publications. You do get PR agencies that can assist you, but that can be quite costly if you're just starting out and you want to get more global exposure. So what I would recommend is that you sign up for something called Haro.com. And this is where journalists from all over the world come and request people to be an expert on what they need. So go off the website, go put on the media alerts that every time when you open up your emails, it'll be able to say, these are the journalists and these are what they're asking for. They need experts on this. They need experts on that. And if you can fit the mold, then sign up, go ahead. But the only way you're going to be seen with regards to publications and media is if you go after it, if you apply for it. Next is Google Alerts. Yes, that's something that you can possibly do. You just go onto Google and you type in Google Alerts, and you can actually put keywords into Google Alerts. For example, HR conferences, or you could even do speaking engagements on human connection. You can even do human connection as a keyword and have a look at what alerts are coming up. What else is coming up in your industry that is speaking on what you are speaking on? And utilize that industry trends or new information to your advantage when you are going online or on your social media platforms. A no-brainer is to reach out to your local newspapers as well as magazines and tell them you're positioning yourself as an expert in this field. Would they like to see an article of yours, or could you possibly write for them? Okay, now we're going to the next section, which is networking and collaborating. Now, what does that mean? And this is my favorite one because I've seen that this works, and I have seen most how this has turned into profit for me in my business. And I have seen how collaboration can really help you to generate more profits, more funds, and get more onto global stages. Now, what do I mean by this is join associations that appeal to you, but I'm part of the Professional Speakers Association of Southern Africa, and find out if there is an association that you could possibly join. I know another one that appeals to global is the Virtual Speakers Association, the international one. You can also apply yourself to be a member there, but you can also just sign up, attend one of their meetings, and see if it's for you. That is just one association and one example. The others is Rotary has clubs all over the world. See if you have a Rotary club in your area. Toastmasters, you'd be surprised how fellow Toastmasters help each other get onto global stages. So have a look at what associations are in your area or in your country that you can reach out to them, and they are always looking for speakers. Now, why I say so, yes, but Taryn, that doesn't get me global. You're quite mistaken about that. You never know who is sitting in your audience. What do I mean by that is you may possibly have someone sitting in the Rotary Club and they have connections in Asia or in America, and they love what you're doing right now, and they connect you to someone to speak on stage there. So remember, whenever you're speaking, you never know who you're speaking to. All right. Then collaborate with other speakers. I mean, that's a no-brainer as well. See how other speakers and yourself can come together to create something new, utilize each other's platform, each other's networks. You never know where that may lead you. All right. Another thing I do is my top 100 golden list. And this is something a fellow speaker friend of mine taught me, Roz Saunders. And he was, well, Taryn, how many people on your immediate circle of 100 really know what you do? And how many of those people are working for companies already? And not just that, how many of them are working for global companies? So have you ever thought to tell people on social media or your immediate circle, hi everyone, I'm venturing into speaking and this is what I speak on. Here's a video of me speaking, or here's a testimonial. Can you possibly connect me with someone globally? Or can you possibly connect me with someone that can get me a speaking gig? So things like that. You have the resource already by you. Why not utilize it? Then we are going further into why don't we do interactive workshops? Why not collaborate on certain projects together with other speakers that can get you more clients? Now, what do I mean is nothing is stopping you from expanding your offerings to other speakers to speak on your behalf or your offering, which means you can expand your network even further. Now, what do I mean with regards to that is, let's say, for example, I do a time management course. And I know that one of my fellow speakers, let's say Oliver, is really great at positioning himself in his own country. So I give him the license to run my time management program in Cameroon, and possibly that can open myself to speaking in Cameroon a little bit later, for example. Or it could be that he can connect me with one of his clients for another thing that he's offering. So there's always possibilities coming your way. Another way is to be a sponsor at international events. This one can be quite costly, but if you are a sponsor, that means you get more visibility. You can put your flyer into bags, your brochures into their bags, or you can have a table set up there for an expo. So that is also one possible way that you can get global. Right. So there you have it. I tried to get it up and all in together, my top 5 ways that you can quickly get yourself recognized globally. But I'm going to be quite honest, T's and C's do apply. What does this mean? It's going to take hard work. It's going to take elbow grease. But if you are really motivated and you want to make this work, you can make this work. Just stay consistent, try and show up every day, have a vision and work towards something, and then you will see before you know it, you are speaking on global stages. You have got this. I believe in you. You can reach out to me. This is my telephone number. You can WhatsApp me as well as my email address if you have any further questions. And remember those goodies that I promised you? If you go onto your browser and you type in speakerscore.it, you will see it's going to ask you for a password, and you are going to put the password X on there, and automatically you will see you are going to rate my speaking or rate the session or the information that I've just given you right now. And once you have finished rating me on the rating scale, you will notice that it goes from 0 to 100. So you can move the scale accordingly. Once you've rated me, it will give you access to all my resources. And this is another way that you as a speaker can utilize this free platform called speakerscore.com to get people to rate your speaking, to use those testimonials and those reviews to get more global gigs. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All the best on your speaking adventure, and just go boom chaka laka it. You've got this.